guy writes down, man, I'm 85 for 100 from the free throw line. That's interesting. You're 6 for 10 every day in practice. But meanwhile, when you go home, you're 85. It's my coach that makes it worse. They're lying. If you shoot consistency day in and day out, and you write down what you're doing, guess what happens? If you write down what you're doing every single day, guess what happens? You see yourself getting better, number one. And when you see yourself getting better, what do you want to do? You want to get better. So you want to continue getting better, so you do what? You continue practicing. And when you see yourself getting better, you gain confidence. Confidence leads to success. Success leads to confidence, and it's an ongoing story. So when I was a kid, I worked really hard. I went to my basketball camp. I used to take notes. I was called the nerd with the notebook because that was my education. And I set 2 goals my first year in high school. I want to make varsity, and I want to start on varsity. I got cut. I was on JVs and junior. I was so bad that I was the 12th man on the 10-man team. They said I'm not on the team. They said I was a manager. But I kept working. Every day, I kept working. And nobody knew I was getting any better but me because I was writing it down. Everybody that made fun of me said, hey, coach. They said, hey, Dave, I thought you're on the team. I said, I am. They said, I'm not on the team. And I explained it to my team. So every night, I used to go home, I used to pray. I used to go home, I used to pray to the Lord. And I used to find myself asleep down on my knees and say, dear Lord, if there really is a God, please strike 3 of my teammates with the flu on game day. I mean, that's not being a good team. Why did I want 3 guys to get sick on game day? Why? See, this is the entitlement generation. I'm talking about the 70s, man. He wants to go from not even having a uniform to playing. I didn't want 6 guys to get sick. Then I would have to play and everyone could see how bad I really was. I wanted 3 guys so I could suit up. And there's an old saying, be careful what you wish for. I got pictures to prove it. You ever see a uniform in the 70s? Guys quit, they didn't get sick. Guys got sick, they quit, I got my uniform. Happiest day of my life. I ran home from practice, my feet never touched the ground, and I said to my father, Dad, big game tomorrow night, I'm suiting up. My father did not share my enthusiasm, my excitement. He said, Sport, there are no big games on junior varsity. See, junior varsity is like the level 2 team. And I was crushed, but today I know what he's talking about. I'd rather go to the dentist and have root canal performed than watch a JV basketball game. But I got my uniform. I was so proud. Did you see uniform in the 70s? You see these compression shorts? Man, they were like this! That was my game shorts! I see you checking me out, stop it. This was our uniform. I wanted to wear this. Are you out of your mind? But that's what we wore. So there I was. JV, playing Coach Camden. I was made fun of. Day in and day out. So now I'm a junior. I set 2 goals my junior year. Once again, same goal. I want to make varsity and I want to start varsity. I got out of varsity and I get cut. I am on JV as a junior. That is against the law in 32 states in America. If you run JV as a junior, you stink. There's no 2 ways about it. So there I was on JV as a junior. Everybody was making fun of me, calling me names. But I knew I was getting better because I was keeping track of my shots. And I got this place. Because people, when they don't like you, they want to make fun of you. So what did they do? They told me I stunk. They told me that last year. Got anything new? They started saying bad things about my mother and father. And I agreed with them. I lived with them. I said, you should live with them for a week. But then everybody has a boiling point, man. Everybody has a boiling point where it's going over the edge. What? What? What are you guys saying? They started saying bad things about my sister. So I got in there. I got beat up all the time, as you can tell. And I don't even have a sister. But the point is, they're making fun of me. And here I was, still on JV as a junior, knowing I was getting better because I keep track of my shots. So I got hot one game. on JV. I'm like 28 years old, playing against kids 16. I had a big game. I scored a lot of points. So I had confidence. And we have confidence on the court that goes off the court. So I was feeling really good about myself. So I said to myself, man, there's a girl that I sort of fancy. I'm going to ask her to junior prom. So it took a lot of nerve, you know, first time I asked her for I went over to her and said, hey, how would you like to sit? Talk to the hand. Now, I'm not, you know, I get that message, talk to the hand. But she's a woman, she cannot let it go with that. So as I walk away, she goes, do not think of me. Do not speak to me. Do not look at me. I get it. Girl crushed my heart. 16 years old, my heart was ripped out of my chest, trampled on, stomped on. That's why it took me 46 years to get married. To even ask a girl, will you marry me? She was desperate too with different reasons. But anyway, the thing is, it scarred me for life. So on Friday nights, there was a school dance. I was at the YMCA working on my jump shot, charting my shots. Saturday nights, there's a party. Ain't nobody on JV invited to the party. It's for the varsity guys. So I was there charting my shots. I spent many a weekend at the YMCA, just me and the village people. But I wanted to be a shooter. And I kept working at it. So then, I kept working hard. I was getting better. I was getting stronger. And now I'm a senior. My last year of high school, guys. My last year of high school. I want to go to college, man. I said 5 months as a senior. Number one. I want to be an All-American. All-American. You're on JVs and juniors. You're flying out now. Hey, I'm not sure. I used to play my balls down. I'm doing the next one. When I put them down, I take it to my bedroom mirror, my bathroom mirror, so I saw every morning when I was sleeping. Every night before I went to bed, I put them there so I could see them. Last thing night. Then I came up in this court in my gym locker, and I see every time I practice. And then I took it up in this court, and I put it in my school locker where my books were. I didn't see that a whole lot because I studied a whole lot. But the point was, I had them there to remind me all the time. So my second goal was I wanted to get straight A's. I had a better chance of being an All-American to get straight A's. But they're my goals. My third goal was I want to be All-State. I want to make All-Maryland. That didn't happen either. My fourth goal was I wanted to make All-Metro. All-Metro in the Baltimore area is Catholic city and county schools. I did not make All-Metro. I made second team All-Metro. And then my last goal was I wanted to get a scholarship to go to a school. I went to a junior college. Once again, there's junior, not the real thing, the junior college. My name should have been Dave Hopla Jr. But I kept working. Never happy. Until you can swish every shot, there's always room for improvement. And now at my age, I get into numbers. I want to see how many I can make in a row, consecutive shots, how quickly I get it done. There's always room for improvement. Stepping on the court, practice, we chart. And I do individuals with the New York Knicks. We have notebooks, everybody. Whenever we do individual workouts, for everybody, whether it's Carmelo, James White, Chris Copeland, Rasheed Wallace, we have notebooks when we do individual workouts. And we chart what they did. Hey, he's shooting the ball really bad. Yeah, well, he hasn't been in the gym much. If you want to be a great shooter, you got to put time in. You got to put time in. You cannot say you're out there make shots in the game if you don't go out and practice. My best month every year is July. Not because my birthday's in July. I know when my birthday is. But July is my best month every year. Does anyone know why July is my best month? It's when I do the most basketball camps. United States kids are out of school. They get out like end of June, from the middle end of June. July is when I speak the most. And when I speak the most, that's when I shoot the most. And that's my best month because I go out and I shoot the ball the most. You want to get better, you got to put the time. How good, how great you want to become, that's entirely up to the kid, but you got to put it on the kids because your time is limited. Your time is limited as a coach. Like I said, you can show correct shooting form and technique. That kid wants to become a great player. He's got to go out and do it. Make shots, not excuses. And when you're not practicing the game of basketball, somebody somewhere is, and when they meet you, they beat you. Now, how do you guys practice foul shooting with your teams? You guys, only one guy practice foul? Don't ever practice foul shooting. Think about it. What does foul mean? Stinking, rotten, nasty, no good. Okay, let's shoot foul shots. Okay, he wants us to be stinking, rotten. Think with the mind thinking when you say foul. You go to a McDonald's in America. They serve you foul French fries. You gonna eat them? No, they sue them in America. Foul, stinking, rotten. Why would you tell somebody to be a foul shooter? Let's change the terminology. How many of you practice free throw shooting? Don't waste your time with that either. You want the guy to throw the ball? Am I Dave Hopla, the thrower? I'm not Tom Brady, American football. I call it a free shot. Call it a free shot. Or the 1-point line. And they're important on every level. When a game, look, how many of you lose a game by 1 point? How many of you lost a game by 1 point? Raise your hand. What's the first thing you look at? What did you do with the line, right? Now, think of it. It's magnified in the fourth quarter. But those 3 or 4 you missed in the first quarter, guess what? That means something. They mean something all the time. We do a thing with our guys. We want our guys to really work on being better free throw shooters. We still got a little ways to go, but we're getting better. We don't go out and say to a guy after practice, make 25. Because if the guy's a 50% shooter, to make 25, he's going to shoot 50, correct? Right? Simple math. So, how about if we tell him to make, shoot 25? Okay, then he makes 12 or 13 if he's hot. So we do a thing called 325. Our goal for our players are to make 25 before they miss 3. There's some guys that can't do it. But you're putting a cap on it. So the guy goes out, he's 2 for 5. Okay, do it again. All of a sudden he's 3 for 6. Great. Do it again. He's 7 for 10. He's doing what? He's getting better because you put a cap on it. We do that with all our guys. We have a board. Who has the most? Who has the most? We do it individually as well. We have certain goals for a guy who did this. We want him to do this the next week. And it gives them confidence because they see the ball going in. But once again, it's your mindset. 3 shot, 1 shot. 1 shot. How good your players want to become, that's on them. Because you can do shooting all you want in practice, but your practice time is limited. Your practice time is limited. So you have to make the most of it and cover as much as you can. When we do drills, we try to incorporate as many things as we can in our shooting drills. Ball handling, passing, cutting, screening, covering everything, switching spots. So we're working everything. You know who the best passers in the NBA are? Does anybody know the best passers in the NBA or in college, university in the United States? Anybody have any idea? The assistant coaches. Right, coach? Who throws the most passes? The assistant coaches. My point is, I know how to pass the ball. I don't play anymore. It's up to you as a player to deliver the basketball. Guys coming off the screen and throw to his inside shoulder. Has a target. Very important. Target. Palm to the basket. Have a target. Shot ready. Before you receive the ball, all your work's done. Show your teammate where you want the ball. It's the little things. Call for the ball. Why do you want to call for the ball? Number 1, you're open. Number 2, you're ready. And number 3, I want to catch it in my rhythm, not the passer's rhythm. Keeping it simple. Got to talk. Offensively, defensively, talk. Not text, talk. I think that's one of the problems we have, not just on basketball, but in society. Everybody texts anymore. Nobody listens anymore. Can't text the guy, I'm open. Right? So you got to talk, you got to communicate, but being ready. And good passes produce good shots. Guy's open, wide open, guy throws in his ankles, guy misses the shot. Why? Bad pass. Bad pass. Make guys accountable. Work on the passing. And the thing is, after you do your form shooting, you have to do game shots at game speed. Doesn't do you any good to do things at half speed, then you get into a game and you can't make a shot because you've never practiced shooting the ball at game speed. When I was in Toronto a few years ago, we had a player. He's one of the quickest guys in the NBA, and if he was a sports car, his speedometer would go to 250 miles an hour. 250 kilometers would go, that's probably 20 miles an hour or something, right? But anyway, very fast. But he practiced at 200 miles an hour. Then we had another player whose top speed was 180. That's as fast as he could go. but he practiced at 180. Who do you think was more effective in the game? Who do you think produced more, the 250-mile-an-hour guy or the 180-mile-an-hour guy? Huh? I can't hear you. The 180. Why? He practiced at his full speed. He's practiced the game speed. The other guy now going 50 miles an hour faster than he's ever practiced. So he's drifting, not on balance. So once you get in, you got to get game speed, and you got to have guys shoot the ball where they can make shots. Get the guys where they make shots. So you've got a 7-footer, can't shoot a 3, don't let him shoot a 3. Like I said, have the guys keep track of the shots. Chart it. Make a 3, you make 8 out of 10, I'll let you shoot a 3 from there. I want you to do it consistently, day in and day out, be able to do that. Then I'll let you, then you earn that right. You got to define the roles. And a good shot for one person could be a bad shot for somebody else. When I used to play, I used to say, what's a good shot? Any shot I took. What's a bad shot? Any shot my teammate took. Right? So your better players are going to get a few more touches. Your better players are going to get a few more bad shots. Your better players better get the most touches. Who shoots the most with the Lakers? Kobe Bryant. Who shoots second most? Kobe Bryant. Third most? Kobe Bryant. Right? Yeah, Dwight might get a putback or something, but your best players get the most touches. Now I'll open up for any questions and answers you might have. Kelvin, nice round of applause. And I'll just open up. Anybody have any questions? Guys have questions, don't be afraid to talk. Any questions? Don't be afraid that I'll try to answer questions. No questions? Yes. What age was I when I went from player to coach? When I stopped playing in Europe, I was playing minor league, the CBA. It's called the Continental Basketball Association. Chris, what year did I leave Wales? I don't even know. If you know, it was 86, 87, somewhere around there. So 1988, I was in the CBA. The checks bounced. I wasn't getting paid. The team folded, and I started coaching. So it was like 88 when I started coming to coach, and it was at a junior college where I attended. I started off as an assistant coach. I was there for 2 years as an assistant, 4 years as a head coach, and then I started doing shooting clinics and camps, and then I just kept evolving up the ladder. So I still think I'm a player. That's the bad part. You know? So, yes, up top. Yeah, the question is, what do I look at when I'm like, when a guy shoots a ball? I always start, just like building a house, I always start at the foundation. I look at the person's footwork to see if they're on balance. And then I go all the way up to the top and finish with the release, the rotation, and so forth. But I just start, you know, at the feet, looking at the foundation. You know, then I look whether he catches the ball, dips it, where his hand positioning is, rotation, release point, follow through, and so forth. And we're very fortunate, you know, nowadays with modern technology, you can address something, you know, with an iPad right then and there on the floor. Like I'll go out on the floor with an iPad with our guys and say, look where your hand positioning is, look at the rotation, and they can see it right then and there. You don't have to, like, you know, get a DVD and tape made. I mean, you can show it instant response. And as you know, kids nowadays, they're all visual learners. I mean, they grow up on those things. I mean, my daughter's 7, I'm 57, and I got a smartphone for a dumb guy. She can use it better than me. I mean, I'm like, I don't know how to do this. She's 7 years old to do it. So the video footage is very, very vital in what we do. That's it. I try to put the ball in the center of the basket because the center is always the center. If you look at the front of the rim and then go to the side, look at the side of the rim. Isn't it got a thick piece on the back? The center of the basket's always where?
Middle.
Center. And if you aim for the center, you're long, the ball still can do what?
Bounce.
What if you shoot short?
It's bounced off.
Still can go. No, I'm aiming for the center of the basket. It can go in. If I shoot left, it still can do what?
Go in.
What if I shoot right? It's still good. Now, if I aim for the front of the rim and I shoot it short, what do I shoot?
Short.
An air ball. I aim for the back of the rim, I shoot it long, I hit the back of it. If I aim for the center of the basket, I can make mistakes and still make shots. It's hard to focus, but if you want to be great, you got to give yourself the greatest chance of making shots. That's why I try to swish every shot. We do another game called Eggs on the Rim. Doesn't count if it hits the rim. You should see the guys when they do that. They get mad when they make a shot. Hey, stats don't take pictures. That's what I want. I want them to get to the point where you're not happy unless it's clean. We don't leave the gym till after we swish a shot. Because it's the last thing we see, the last thing we hear. If that ball rattles in and out, that's heavy metal. I don't want to listen to that stuff. I did years ago. I don't need that anymore. I want to hear some nice, soft string music. Yeah, I saw another question in here. Yes?
You mentioned the dip on the shot. Where
Yes.
is that coming in?
A dip on a shot. You want to try to catch and lift. Most people dip a shot because they catch the ball. They play the game too high. One of the things we say, whether it's offensive, defensively, to our players, you got to get low. You got to get athletics. So most people catch the ball high. So I have to get power, and where do I get the power from? My legs, but because I'm high and they're not bent, what am I doing? So now we have a dip, but then they're also bringing that, and it takes too much time to get off. So we want to catch in a low position, go from low to high, not high, low, high. It takes too long.
Supplemental, like having them catch the ball with the wristband.
Yes, I show palm to passer. That way my wrist is cocked and locked and numbered. The most important thing, if I show my palm to a passer, what's my arm in? It's in the letter L. I have yet to see somebody be shot ready like this. But how many people do you see shoot like that? A lot, right? But they wouldn't get shot ready like that. It's the most uncomfortable thing in the world. Shot ready. But people do a bad job of being ready, right, ladies? Being prepared early, right? Any other questions? Yes. Yes. He's asked me, I do claim camps for young kids. What's the difference in messaging? No difference. I tell one thing we have a problem we fight in the United States is we have the three-point line. They all want to shoot a 10-foot hoop. It's the worst thing in the world to have a young kid shoot a 10-foot hoop. He has no strength. We don't take a kid in baseball and tell him to throw the ball from the ankle stick. He can't reach. Go in increments. As they get older, raise the basket, bigger balls. Yes?
Played for GV.
I visualized all the way over here. The guy drove with these boring, Chris Clooney, boring conversations, so I just visualized myself. No, I just take myself 5 to 10 minutes, I visualize myself shooting and swishing every shot. And if I'm real quiet, like, we were driving through the streets of London, so it wasn't real quiet on the way over here. But I can get to a point, if I'm at home and I'm very relaxed, I can get to a point where I can visualize and I can actually hear the net, the sound of the net. That's how focused and visualized I can get up in a nice, quiet area. Like I said, I'm big on positive. I'm positive everything. Every day I wake up, it's a great day. Fantabulous, fantastic, awesome, never good, never okay, all right. I have no time for that. You want to be great. It has to be in all parts of your life. You can't just be on the court. How you doing? I'm doing good. I don't want anything to do with that person. Sure. Same thing. The question is how to take, your methods of shooting into other passing. Hey, good passes, great passes. You see good and great shots. I'm open, balls here thrown it. I tell our guys, we're very fortunate in New York. We have Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd can pass the ball. Hey, throw a Jason Kidd pass. We use him as an example. Throw a Jason Kidd pass. Don't throw, nothing down in here. You got to strive for perfection. Strive for perfection. But you got to demand it as well. I can't say, we call them neighborhood passing. We have a guy that's shot ready. He's here in the drill, and the pass is thrown here. What's he going to do in a game? We got a game tomorrow night. The Pistons. You think the Pistons are going to just let us pass the ball where we want it? If we don't practice throwing great passes in practice with no defense, when are you going to throw a great pass in a game? It ain't going to happen. You got to demand excellence in everything you do. Well, yeah, we'll go 2 more questions. One and then we'll go more. Yes.
So big men like Dwight Howard are generally known as the best shooters. Have you found commonality between big men that cause them to not be great shooters?
No, Dirk Nowitzki's a great shooter. He's 7 foot tall. I know what the denominator is, whether you put time in or not put time in. I mean, there's been some great big guys that can shoot the ball. You know, you got to put time in. I mean, if I went out and I practiced bouncing the ball in 500 times a day, I get pretty good at bouncing the ball in the hoop 500. You got to put time in. That's what it comes down to. And one last question. Yes. Yes, I do. I change my target, do bank shots on 45. That's a lost art. People don't use that a whole lot. But you get on a nice 45-degree angle. That's the only time my target changes. Remember earlier I said to the young man, my target. It's the only time my target changes. Hey, I want to thank everyone there.